But yeah, it doesn't give you full details. Basically, depending on the flowers you pick, will determine the result.
Oh, you're getting old, Granny.
Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Ignore me. Depending on what the flowers you pick will determine what happens. If I'm going to get her some red flowers. Actually, let's rest first. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, we'll try and wander over this way. I can chill in the other guy's place. Once the alcohol is gone, we can go get flowers for the other lady. Actually, maybe because things are sometimes timed in this game, and they don't tell you that they're timed, I'm just going to try and buy the flowers and go back. I might need to, hold on, let me angle it up. There we go. I might, if I go to rest, I might miss out on it, so I'm going to go talk to her first. Get the alcohol, and then head up. Actually, as a side point, do we have any potions here? I swear one did away with, no, I'm probably just thinking of white gall. Not white gall, white honey. It undoes potion effects and reduces toxicity. I'm looking. Oh, good for you.
What do you need?
Okay. Yes, in basically these flowers, depending on which you pick, maybe it's just of these three, roses will determine the result. White, I think, is for sincerity. Yellows for friendship, and reds for romance. Or maybe white and yellow are reversed. Maybe that's for sincerity, that's for friendship. I'm going with red. Bloody hell, it's expensive. Also, the reason I'm going for red is gotta catch 'em all, STDs. Really, girls can't actually catch any, but for the sake of a joke, I'm making a joke. Oh shit, I think I'll just get thrown out right now.
Upstairs, Father. Be my guest.
I'll go at once.
Oh, you're getting old, Granny.
Okay, that went a lot better than expected. Also, I wonder would she have gotten angry at Geralt if she saw him down here, you know, during the party, because, you know, the ring and all that. Then again, she did have a different response when he came in the other times. Okay, she actually still isn't here. Maybe it's because during the day she's at work, so I have to come back at night. She's only not there during the day because of the party, but the moment the party ends, she's back at work. So in which case, I'm going to head over to what's his face's place. My God, this takes forever. Kind of wish I could just, you know, target somewhere and move.
It was expected. Dealing with humans leads to ruin. It forever rains stones on us dwarves. Who'll run the gentry's books? And will they dispense his assets?
Always rain stones and... That's an interesting phrasing. I guess it never rains, but it rains stones. Interesting. Not interested in you, lady. Excuse. Want to target the door. Okay, we'll rest in Kalkstein's place. Could potentially rest in the other guy's place, but Kalkstein's is easier to get to. Wonder if there's any particular reason she's chilling outside of Cogstein's place, or is it just because corner? Environmental storytelling. I have to wander how far this way? Okay, the stairs down is just here. It's been, like I said, it's been quite a while since I played. It's now early November. It's like the 7th, 8th. So it's been like 2 months ish since I last played. So I'm kind of a little rusty. Okay, let us wait till midnight. She should be at her place then. After that, I'm not sure which quest we'll do then. Oh, that's so much better. I'll probably also just borrow the audio settings from this game and use them in Witcher 2 and 3. Then again, if they have different audio sliders and whatnot, I'll probably just borrow
I'll go at
Goodness.
if they have different audio sliders, so I obviously have to do new audio tests, which is a nuisance. Ah, now she's in this.
Yes.
For it being a nuisance, I was so worried before, like, oh, I gotta censor it. Now I'm just like, fuck it, I can't. Well, I suppose I could, but no.
Red roses, Geralt. So
You're blushing.
I get flowers so rarely.
A pretty young medic like you can't be lacking admirers.
Well, this gloomy fellow scared everyone else away.
If you need help,
No, I'm fine. He was mysterious, even charming in a peculiar way. We actually went out a few times, and who knows what might have happened if I hadn't discovered he was leading a double life.
who do you mean?
Tyler, I doubt you know him. We were walking along the dike one evening when I realized we were being followed by two men wearing gray coats over Special Forces armor.
Special
The coats were
Forces
supposed
armor.
to hide them. They didn't know at university I learned to recognize their kind. I thought we were going to be arrested, then Tyler told me not to worry. Duty called, and we needed to part. I was about to give him a piece of my mind when I noticed the men giving him signals.
Were they wearing salamander badges?
Wait. I was curious, so I said he broke my heart and faked fainting. Tyler said to the men, "This better be important." One of them answered, "But Chief, we hid invisible-like." Tyler said, "Your balls will be invisible-like when I shove them up your ass." I couldn't help but burst out laughing.
How'd it end?
They walked me home. I heard an invisible one say their operation against Salamandra had failed.
Who were they?
Foltest's secret police. When we first met in Oxenfurt, I helped you evade Redanian agents. The Temerian ones are little better.
Speaking of Oxenfurt, what did Dandelion actually interrupt?
Thought you'd never ask.
I know that! I've read that in the books! I didn't realize it was her. It's a perfectly usable bed right there. In the American version, that book is quite censored. Not here. Not here. Or the original American release. But I can't believe that was her. Oh, small world. Small world. Basically, when Dandelion is going to Oxenfurt, he's being trailed by some of the Redanian secret police. He doesn't want to talk to Redanian secret police, so he keeps going. He was tempted in dropping into a brothel for, a while to lose their trail, but no, he had a job to do. So he goes up and he meets a student he knows in the university in Oxford. He actually teaches there. He's music teacher, I presume. So he goes up and talks to her, and it's like he's pointing out the invisible men, the invisible guys to her. and she passes on a message to Geralt. She also starts shagging Geralt. Dandelion, in a fit of badassery, decides to to. I think he does actually get nabbed by the Invisible Men. Well, he's walking along a bridge, he runs into two other ones in front of him, then there's the two behind him. So he has to go and chat with his their bosses, and he doesn't really like him. The boss doesn't really like him, but the guy has been mentioned earlier in this. Remember the book I gave to the beggar? The guy was mentioned in that. Let me check. Let me see. I'll say here's some Shani. During the party, Shani recounted her experiences during the Battle of Brenna, where she tended to wounded. But feeling Shani's come to like me a lot. I don't know where I could see it. But yeah, basically the guy was mentioned back there. Just check that video, you'll see his name. There was also this other lady, she will turn up in Witcher 2. I don't remember her name. She looked like she was in her 20s or 30s, but Dandelion was, she's a mage, so Dandelion was figuring she's probably a lot older than she looks. So anyway, Dandelion gets out of that, and then he goes to work within the facilities. He spent some time in the university. Then when his colleagues are planting their cups, he escapes out a window. This is where the badass thing comes across, and he tries to sneak across the rooftops, running I think he jumped from a rooftop to rooftop. It's been ages since I've read it. Before I did my first Witcher playthrough, which was a few years back. I started that in 2015. So I've kind of forgotten, but I just remember he clambered around the roofs for a bit to try and sneakily get back to Geralt. And then the moment he gets up to Geralt, he's trying to get in through the window of Geralt's room. He's knocking on it, and there's Shani on Geralt. Or it's probably the other way around, all things considered. So, yeah. But I didn't realize that was her, because the girl's name is never mentioned. She's just there, Well, she gets the message to Geralt and shags him. She's never mentioned. She does get a few lines, but she's not a named character. So, I didn't realize that was Shani. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it isn't. So, who's next? What's next? Let's read these. Let's see. The mage is in hiding, yet his influence extends over the whole of the Zima and possibly beyond. My adversary is a renegade mage. This means that for some reason he was expelled from the wizard circle. In the past, renegade mages performed the witcher's mutations. I've learned that Azar Javed has political ambitions, which is quite typical of wizards. Wizards used to have plenty of political power, but after their wizard circles or whatever collapsed, they lost a lot of it. The sorceresses ended up replacing them effectively. I met Dandelion, who has supposedly always been my best friend. From what I've heard, Dandelion is in the inflatable windbag, a buffoon, and a wastrel. He's also a womanizer with an incredible talent for getting into trouble. At the same time, Dandelion is a truly talented artist, despite his tendency to wander the countryside and eke out a living through occasional performances. And I think the guy who voices Dandelion also is the narrator of one of the games. So it's effectively Dandelion telling. Actually, no, wait. Apparently, the guy who tells the story of Geralt at the start of this. About Geralt having to spend a night with the princess and all that. He's apparently the same person who voices Dandelion in Witcher 3. Or something like that. I remember someone claiming it. I don't know if it's true, but it's kind of interesting. The city guards are used to receiving bribes from Udarvin, who clearly is the city's most law-abiding resident. Interesting. Not sure how we found that out. Marlov found the detective's body. Someone discovered I was working with him and clearly didn't like that. They killed him and assumed his identity. Need to know why. Tower. The city defense's circle of influence is really wide. It also includes city guards. Turns out that Taylor is the chief of Temerian intelligence, and the defense guys is simply one of many assumed personalities. Kind of interesting how he's doing that personally. Actually, I never did look up quests. Game of dice. I need to find a few professionals, but that does continue on into Act 3, so we'll leave it for then. Lost Lamb. I can't find the kid now, but you can find them in Act 3. Well, you can probably find the kid now, but I can't find him. When I did it before, he just turned up in Act 3. The last Sephira we'll get in a second. Berengar is dead. Alright. We beat Tyler, so we need to find another professional. There's that guy in the tavern here. Could beat him. I need to get 3 Echinips rootstocks for the gardener. I'm not sure if I can get them anymore. Vizima Confidential. I'll go to Azar posing as the private eye. Pretend the autopsy proved nothing and see what happens. I get what they mean, but this phrasing is poor. It's as if Geralt is pretending to be the private eye, rather than Azar is pretending to be the private eye. It would work better if it say Azar who's posing as the private eye, or something like that. He brought Udarvin the brooches. We have to wait for him to make his move. I'm pursuing an investigation of Vizima, worth its weight in gold. Okay, so we just have to go back to the swamp and tell that guy. Okay, we can swing by Raymond's place and talk to him. Well, Azar. I'm so annoyed I forgot that potion in the first area. Okay.
Yes?
Azar is very dedicated to this.
I have the autopsy results.
And?
I couldn't conclude anything.
How's that?
How do I put this? I mistook one vial for another and poured some caustic crap on the corpse. We couldn't draw any conclusions from what remained.
None? None at all?
Not a one. Come on, Raymond. Everyone makes mistakes.
I need to think. Come back later.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I think I have to head back to the other guy. Sorry, I should have let this pop up. I'll not tell him that he's Azar. You never know, he might have forgotten. Must find a way to lure him into a trap. I think I have to go back and talk to the guy over here. Did I ever talk to Ramsmeat? I think I did. I think I've talked to everyone basically that's here. Everyone that was a suspect. Oh, the other guy's upstairs. Suppose it is after midnight. It's not really surprising for most people.
How do I get to the swamp?
Through the western gate is a dike leading to Old Vizima.
What then?
You'll find a ferry to take you to the swamp.
The ferry goes both ways?
Yes, there's a dock in the swamp near the brickmaker's hamlet.
Thanks.
Okay. Rest for a bit. I'm gonna wait till daytime. Then I'll head back to Azar. And I'll see if I can continue it then. It's just I thought there was some prompt here you get from talking with the professor. But seemingly not. Also,